What's up guys, Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasures video. For this we're doing my not so quiet Pentamax, waiting for potions. Oh god, why isn't there no potions? Oh my god, Bandai, please give us Potion Island back. Showcase for Gear 4 Luffy. So we're going to be going over one of the legends that I thought would be really cool to use with Luffy to showcase how much damage you can get. Another where I actually have Luffy on my team and we're running a double Luffy team, and then an invasion raid to go along with it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So let's go ahead and go over Gear 4 Luffy as a unit. Gear 4 Luffy, or version 2 Gear 4 Luffy, or version 4 Luffy, or whatever you want to call him. A lot of people are calling him V2G4 Luffy. A lot of people are calling him V4 Luffy. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you call him, as long as you're giving him a name that you like, and it's going to be easy. He's going to be maxing out initially at 3,780 HP, and with max limit break, he's actually going to go up to 4,790 HP, which is really, really nice. And then he's going to max out 1,635 attack, going up to 2,035 attack at max limit break and max candies, which is a massive amount of attack. His captain ability is a little bit tricky, and I'm going to go over it in detail. So you start out your runs at Gear 2, where you're going to have a 1.25 times HP for every single typing, guys. You're going to have a 3 times attack boost, and you're going to slightly boost the chance of getting recovery orbs and make quick orbs beneficial for all characters. He's going to be a quick character. He never changes types, not like Luffy Ace. He's never going to go into a strength mode. He's always quick. The next thing is that when you reach 4 meat orbs on your Gear 4, or you hit 4 perfects on your Gear 4, then you're going to be able to transform into Gear 3. So if you hit a perfect on one Gear 4, it only counts for that Gear 4, and it does not count for your friend captain or your captain, depending on which one you're hitting on. It's unique perk. But if you do eat a meat orb, it actually counts for both. So you're actually able to get lots more of the gear charges if you're eating meat orbs. Now the gear charges max out at 8. They go from 4 to 8. Once you're able to turn into Gear 3, you can swap as many times as you like to during the turn, going from Gear 2 to Gear 3 as many times as you like. Just trying to figure out what you want if you just want to see the different animations and such. They're actually really prevalent to see which one is Gear 2 and Gear 3. Gear 2 is where he's holding his fist and kind of like just standing like this. And Gear 3 he has his giant fist balloon out to the side, so it's very easy to tell which one's which. On Gear 3, he's going to boost the attack of all characters by 3.5 after 2 consecutive perfects. So you have to hit 2 perfects first, and then you get a boost. Before that, you're not getting any boost at all. So it's kind of like Gear 3 Luffy initially, and this is actually a much increased damage boost, by the way, versus the 3 times attack captain you get. It's also going to boost the chance of getting recovery orbs and make strength orbs beneficial. So this is very, very helpful, by the way, for your teams, because the higher gear level you are, the higher chance of recovery orbs is really nice. But I think that Gear 3 and Gear 4 have the same chance. I don't think that there's any difference there. But there is a definite increase in the number of meat orbs that you get in the Gear 3 form versus the Gear 2 form. This is where it gets a little complicated, but stay with me, guys. Once you reach 8 meat orbs or hit 8 gear charges or whatever, you're able to switch your form into Gear 4. Now, if you do pop your special ability, it'll instantly transform you into either Gear 4 or Tank Man based on the number of meat orbs that you've had during the entire run. So you have to have 10 meat orbs for Tank Man, and if you have under 10 meat orbs during the entire run, you are going to be the Bound Man Captain. Now, when you turn into the Bound Man Captain with the Captain action, it's going to boost the attack of all characters by 4 times, reduce damage by 20%, and boost the chance of getting recovery orbs, and make strength, quick, and psi orbs beneficial for all characters. And remember, you can use a Captain action to get to this point, or you can use a special to get to this point. You can only use Luffy to transform into Gear 4 if he's your captain. If he's a sub, he will not turn into Gear 4, but that doesn't really matter. It'll just be the Gear 2 animation as a sub. There's going to be no real difference there as a unit. But I don't know why you would use this unit as a sub, but I guess you could on whatever team you want. The mere fact that you're going to be using him as a sub means that there's probably a better unit as a sub, but Now, if you do reach 10 meat orbs during the match, you will be able to transform into Gear 4 Tank Man. Now, Gear 4 Tank Man reduces damage even more than before, and then increases his own damage, but not the damage of his team a little bit more. So it's still going to be a 4x captain for your entire team, but a 4.25 boost for each of the Gear 4s. Or for himself, sorry, each of the Tankmans. Now that means that the first Tankman will boost his own attack by 4.25, and then the next captain ability will boost his own captain attack by 4.25. So it's not going to be 4.25 times 4.25. It will always be a 4 times multiplier times a 4.25 multiplier, no matter if you have 2 Tankmans on your team or a 1 Tankman on your team. So know that's going to be less overall possible damage than you can get with the Luffy Ace. Now, for both versions, they're going to boost the chance of getting recovery orbs and make strength, quick, sign beneficial. But the Tankman version reduces damage by 50%, whereas the Gear 4 version only reduces by 20%. What's really nice about the Gear 4 version, if you use your Captain Action to swap into it, it will help you reduce a little bit extra damage, and then you can actually swap out of the Tankman if you want to. Not Tankman, the Gear 4. Also note, if you transform into Gear 4 and you try to transform into Tankman afterward, the gear charges that you use are not wasted. So I don't think that if you transform into Gear 4 and then you use your gear charges and then you use your special later on, I don't think it actually takes away from the number of meat orbs. So you could possibly use your Gear 4 special a little earlier, and you won't have to worry about the meat orbs and the meter problem. What's really nice is that you lose 3 gear charges per turn, and you have 8. And you can't gain gear charges while you are in the Gear 4 mode. But you are able to do enough damage to, since you're able to increase your damage, it'll help you with Stage 3 of a Coliseum, Stage 4 of a Coliseum, and the final Stage 5 of a Coliseum. And if you did like run out of the gear charges because you have to deal with a revive or whatnot, you can actually just pop the special to turn back into Tankman, which is really, really, really helpful. I like that a lot. So even if you lose all your gear charges, you can actually just transform instantly whenever you want to with these with the special ability. So it allows you to play fast and then safe if you want to later. The special ability for Gear 4 is going to deal 150 times character attack damage in typeless damage to all enemies, and then boost the attack of all characters by 2 times for 1 turn, and make recovery in tandem orbs beneficial for all characters for 3 turns. If Luffy's your captain or friend captain, transform into Gear 4. So note that if you do want to use this character, it's going to be a 2 times rainbow booster, non-conditional, and it allows you to do 150 times character attack damage to 1 unit. Usually it comes out to be about like 300,000 damage or so. So if just know that you're going to do a 300k hit, and you're going to be a 2 times booster for your entire team, and it's not conditional on anything, so that's great. Definitely you could use this character as a sub. I'm not sure why you would, but as a captain, he's really, really, really strong on any team, so that's really great. Initially, his special max out at 19 turns. Starts at 19 turns, going to 14 turns, and it's gonna be 3 limit break abilities. The first one's gonna be slot bind, self reduction, pinch healing, as well as crit hit. And I like his limit break a lot. However, I really wish he had Enraged, but I understand why he doesn't, because it doesn't really make too much sense to have Enraged on this character. Crit is actually better for him. The slot bind self reduction only maxes at 7 turns, which is really shitty. I wish it was a lot more, but it's really low. His pinch healing is actually really good. At below 50%, he's going to get 1.5 times his recovery, which is really nice. He only gets 315 recovery, so that's about 450 heal, 460 heal, something like that. So you're not getting a ton of healing on the pinch healing, but it's a little extra, so that's nice. And then the critical hit is a 90% chance to do 10% extra damage. So just figure your damage 90% of the time is 10% higher. And you can actually kind of rely on that, which is really great if you do get max critical hit. Sorry for the extra long explanation right here, going over the Gear 4 captain ability and some of the FAQ exactly on how Gear 4 works. A lot of people have asked me a lot of questions in the last 2 days, exactly how this character works, exactly what situations are, and there's a lot of like interesting mechanics that go along with Gear 4, and I probably missed a few things just by going over this as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the teams. So the first team we're going to run today is before I poured the Gear 4 Luffy, and I thought this was actually be a really great team to show off because it's a Judge and Gear 4 team. And the team actually works out perfectly color-wise because all you're needing is Orb Boost, Type Boost Conditional, Color Affinity, and a chain lock. And what's really nice about this team is that you can actually get everything. And the only character that I would make this team a little bit better would be the version 2 Rayleigh, to get that 3 times chain lock if you really did want to. And you can replace the carrot in order to get the 3 times chain lock if you do want to. So just note that if you do want to switch out the carrot for a V2 Rayleigh on this team, you can actually get more damage on this team than you could here. But you can't really get too much more damage, because what you'll be doing is trying to go for the color affinity. And the nice thing about the carrot is that even though she only provides a 2.75 times chain lock versus the Rayleigh's 3 times chain lock, is that she gets she's an extra strength unit, which provides color affinity for your team, which makes it really, really nice going into the 19th room. So I don't know how much more damage you could get, because it'll be 1 less unit with color affinity, even though your whole team does have chain lock. So it's kind of a hit and miss thing there. I'm not really sure what you would get extra out of it. And the thing is that you can't really replace with Nami, because there's no other unit that does what she does in the game. So you're kind of stuck with those units. What I thought about this team was really interesting is that the Gear 4 is going to be providing a 4.25 times captain ability to himself, as well as giving a 4 times captain ability to the team, and is giving the 2 times type boost. We're also going to give the Nami, which would be a 2 times ore boost, which is with a 1.75 color affinity boost. Then we're going to have Intalk for the 20th room. We're going to use Carrot for the 2.75 chain lock. We want to use Judge for the 2 times ore boost as well, so if you do need another ore boost, there's there. And then we're also going to be using Marigold for the conditional 1.75 booster. To proc the conditional boost, we're going to use the Vanderdecken ship, which is the oldest strategy in the book right now, and it makes it really, really nice for this this content. I don't know if you're going to be using this team a lot or for a lot of different content, but what's really nice is that the Carrot and the Mihawk are very replaceable in this team for whatever content you do want to run for damage. Of course, so you do have a lot more options to play around with, and the thing is, if you do it that way, you only need to bring whatever int unit you want, and then another unit of any color, which is really great. So what I like about this team is it does have a lot of variety to it, because the core team is just 4 units, which is including the Marigold, the Nami, the G4, and the Judge. And the other 2 units are completely replaceable for different content that you do need, so it'll actually proc every conditional that you have in the game. You can also pop the Carrot instead of the Marigold, but then you have to look for a strength unit. So the only units that you're really looking for with this team is that you're only looking for an int unit and then whatever unit that you do need to fit the last criteria. So that's pretty nice for a lot of different content. Now going into this next room here, we're going to be killing the Doflamingo with the Judge special and just making it a little bit easier on myself. But then going into the final room, we're going to be going ahead and trying to kill everybody in the room. What I'm going to do initially, you'll see my Gear 4 Luffy is at 2 charges left on his Gear 4. I'm going to pop the Nami special because, you know, it looks amazing. Oh, baby. The Nami sprite though, the Nami sprite, oh my gosh. This is the 2 times ore boost and 1.75 color affinity boost. Now note, the one thing I wanted to say, because the Gear 4 is at 2 charges here, and when he uses special, he'll actually go back up to 4 charges, which is really great. You'll check whenever I do pop it, not right now. Marigold, of course, here for the conditional, the Vanderdecken for all the other things. And now here's the Gear 4 special. Come on, Sekapoko, hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. There we go. And watch that Gavin animation. He turns into the Tank Man, and you'll notice he does go back to 8, which is really, really helpful. So if you do want to pop your Gear 4 and use it on an earlier turn, and then use the Tank Man or the Gear 4 on the special, it'll max out your charges again, which is really nice. And then the Carrot for the chain lock. So I'm gonna start my attack rotation with the lowest attack character, which I believe is Carrot, and then go to Marigold. And unfortunately, what happens here is I do hit a great instead of getting all perfects, but I do a sizable amount of damage even with the great. But you know, what can you do without Zunisha? I don't know, right? That's Zunisha though. And I think I hit it on the one of the units here. I think I hit it on the Nami that hit the great, but she does not even at max damage, so that's fine. My Nami here is actually missing about half her limit break too, so it's not even the max potential damage. I'm thinking you can get closer to 50 million damage on this stage. So when I do get all those characters maxed out, we'll see how much damage you do. And then of course we're using the Intalk on this final room here, and so there's a 27 million Intalk hit, and we're done. And the next team we're going to be running today is going to be the Gear 4, double Gear 4 team after I pulled Gear 4. My Gear 4 just has max candies and max level, but and max special, of course. But doesn't have anything else on it. There's no limit break at all because I don't have any potions. So I can't really show like the full potential, but I do have a max limit broken friend captain, which is really the damage you're going to see here. And you're not really going to see my Gear 4's damage at all. We're going to be using Law to remove Sanji's barrier. We're going to use V2 Rayleigh for the 3x chain lock, and then we're going to be using Carrot for her conditional boost, and Nami for her orb boost, as well as her color affinity boost. It is really tough to get all the Tankman stacks if you don't have enough stall. And what I did on most of my runs for doing this, to try this out, because I kept messing up perfects and trying out different strategies, is I stalled out on tier 1 when I got to the Gear 3 stage, because I could just like tank as many tips as I can and just keep eating meat orbs to get the tank man, so that makes it really easy. You can also stall out on the sea lion here and try to get meat orbs from the sea lion stage. That works out too. So there are tons of options. But the unfortunate thing is that my Law has barrier penetration, so I can only hit with 4 units. Otherwise, I will kill the seahorse anytime I want to. I haven't tried popping the Tankman special by itself, but I just wanted to switch to G4 just in case I messed up. And I do make sure I go to both Tankmans, because if I go to both of them turning into Tankman, then the major thing that does happen is, since I have 2 Tankmans, I'm actually reducing damage by 50% per Tankman, which is not additive, it's multiplicative, so like 50% times 50%, so it's like 75% damage already. And then there's also damage reduction sockets on top of that, and other things. So we're removing his barrier with Law, and then we're also going to use the chain lock with Rayleigh. And here you can see I'm just going to attack with 2 Gear 4s, and we're going to do a massive amount of damage. Now my Gear 4 of course does not get the chain lock, so of course I will do significantly less damage. And then with the Gear 4 the chain lock, he does a 14.4 million damage hit with a 4.25 multiplier times a 4 times multiplier. You could probably get a little higher if you use Luffy Ace and try to use it that way, but I wanted to play around with the double Gear 4 here and see how much damage that would do. So that was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed that run. It was very fun. Really dumb. I think I'm gonna die here. Sure. Let's do this on a character that relies on hitting meat orbs. That sounds like a great plan. You guys all down? I don't have any sockets either. No auto heal, no sockets. Let's do this. For this run, we're just doing Invasion Cavendish, and of course I don't have anything. I'm just doing this right after the Sanji. It happened randomly, and I was like, you know what? I'll just do this for the showcase. Why not? It'd be funny. And I was like, okay, so how do I do this? I have no idea how to do this. And then I realized about 2 turns into the run, I was like, there's no way I'm able to stall out for all of the turns of my slot bind. There's just no possible way, because if I do try to do that this run, I'm actually gonna die. So I thought about like different ways of doing it, and I tried manipulating Law to get my specials up here with this paralyze, and it's a little tricky, and I was a little skittish on the final stage. I probably could have taken a hit on the final stage and tried to get a little extra on here, but my main thing is I didn't really know how much damage I was gonna do and how much HP they're gonna have with like all the things here. So I was a little skittish, plus especially since I didn't have any gear charges here, so I'm like really worried that I don't have enough. And I only have like a 3x captain. I wasn't sure a 3x captain would be enough to kill both the guys in the front and then maybe the sea lappin. So I was really concerned that I wouldn't be able to get the extra turns in. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna use Law, go to the next room and see how we get it. So we're gonna do G4, G4. Or actually, we're gonna be popping. We're gonna do, I guess, Gear 3, Gear 4 with you. You're gonna go Gear 4 for me. You are gonna go this one and this one. So I'm gonna have color affinity and chain lock. Well, this should be interesting, I guess. Here we go. Ooh, that was so close. I almost beat him. Actually, can I beat him? There's a chance. I mean, there's a chance. I don't know, but there's a chance. Ah! Got him. Alright guys, well my name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys do want to get notifications on all my videos, make sure you hit the bell notification right next to it so you get notifications every time I drop a video. If you want to check out the last couple videos, they're right over there, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.